Hi, Remy.
Hi, Taylor.
Welcome to Much Ado About Some Shit, where every week Remy tries to talk me into watching garbage television by walking me through a season or episodes or whatever of a thing.
Also, I think the more important thing to talk about is the fact that we were unhinged and saw Barbenheimer.
Oh, yes. Yes, in the interim. Do apologize for the unexpected little break there, guys. New job, weird hours.
Yeah.
But
Getting
training is over now, so I should be able to be consistent again. Yay.
Sickening. We love to see it.
Yes.
Cool.
But we went to a local theater to see Barbie, which was delightful.
Yeah.
And then Ramy turns to me and goes, "Oh, hey, it'll be over by 8. You want to see Oppenheimer? Ha, 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 ha." And I was like, let's do it.
Why not?
Why not?
Someone's gotta.
So we spent like many hours at that movie theater did Barbenheimer in one night.
We were literally there from like 5:30 to like 11:30.
Yeah, it was
Marathon.
It was a very existential evening.
Yeah. But it was fun.
But it was fun. Had a good time.
I think Oppenheimer is probably my favorite Christopher Nolan film at this point. Like,
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great acting by all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But we'll talk about Gilmore Girls now.
Yeah. So, what we're actually doing this week is part 2 of season 2 of Gilligan.
Correct.
That's where we left off.
Yeah. Do you remember anything?
Not even remotely.
No.
Well, Lorelai was being a problem.
Yep. As usual. Oh my God.
Lane didn't get banished to the
Korea.
Koreas.
Yep.
She got to come back.
Yep. There's only one Korea you can come back from.
Anyway, moving swiftly along.
Am I wrong?
No, you are not. Hence the swift moving along. Rory and Dean Sam are back together. Lorelai broke up with Max, and things were weird, but like he's the only adult in the room, so he's not making things weird for Rory. Thank you, Max.
Yeah.
And that's about
what you remember.
Christopher getting married.
He has a girlfriend.
Okay,
that's what we have learned so far.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now we do have a cast photo for my sake of remembering who the hell everyone is.
Yeah.
It's not crucial to the plot, but if you want to see it and any other photos we may or probably won't reference in this episode, you can go to our Instagram, Much Ado Some Shit, or the YouTube version of our podcast, which is also Much Ado Some Shit.
Do you remember anything about the grands-parents?
Grandpa retired.
Yes.
That's about all I got.
Perfect.
Oh, and he didn't like Dean Sam.
Yes.
Because he doesn't want his granddaughter to have teenage hormones and have a boyfriend.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then she was like, "But I am and I do." And
he
was like, "Okay.
I'm not like other girls.
But I am just like you."
Yes.
She read book.
Oh, I read book.
I remember.
You remember she read book.
I remember she read book, and Lane cannot hold book because she has pom-pom.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That
I remember
does not come back up.
So we just completely lost our minds for nothing.
Pretty much.
Okay, cool. Over her cannot hold book if hold pom pom.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But
right.
it's an A+ joke by us.
Yes.
So
that was us absolutely brain melting.
That's a fucking banger.
That was the result of a double need to lay down episode. Our first ever.
Yes.
Or Ramy also needed to lay down after that one.
Listen.
Instead of just me.
Lorelai makes me want to fall asleep and go to bed. Not because she's boring, but because she's fucking insufferable.
Yeah, she makes me tired.
Yes.
Awesome. Let's do this.
All right. Okay, so Grandpa, whose name is Richard, by the way. Grandpa is struggling with retirement.
It's a hard transition.
Yeah. And
you got to make your routine outside of work.
Right, yeah. And Emily is also struggling with it. She's like, I don't know. We got married. We went on our honeymoon. We came back. He went to work. I stayed home. That's it.
Now he's just here all the time.
Yeah. So
y'all don't have friends, do you?
no, doesn't.
See,
well, and it sounds like
this
Grandpa
is
doesn't.
why you have to have your own friends in a couple. So when you're old and retired and don't want to be together all the time, you have options.
Exactly. Yeah. She's like, why don't you go to the club? You spend so much money to be a member and you never got to go. And he goes and he's like, this sucks. Like, why am I here at 3 p.m?
Because you're retired. It's important to have friends in adulthood, folks. Don't just focus on finding a romantic partner.
And a career. That's not all
Make
life
a little
is.
bit of time for friends, too.
Yeah. Emily sends Grandpa to annoy Lorelai for a day.
Okay.
So that Emily can have some peace. Nothing of note really happens except for Grandpa. Like, Lorelai talks to some of her staff, and Grandpa is like, you talk to your staff that way? That's inappropriate. And she's like, I've known these people for 10 years. Like, I have a rapport with them. And when I tell Maurice, the laundry guy, that I'll, like, love him for the rest of my life, it's not unprofessional.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a different rapport.
It's a different rapport, yeah. That's it. That's all that is of note of that episode.
Cool. Good episode. Moving on.
Okay. Picnic basket shit
What?
episode. Okay. So apparently this town has all sorts of dumb fucking traditions. Okay?
The town of all traditions that everyone cares about deeply.
For some fucking reason. So they do this picnic basket shit, which all of the girls in town make picnic baskets.
Okay.
With like a lunch in them.
Okay.
And then the men in the town bid on these baskets.
Okay.
And it's kind of like an open secret of like whose basket is whose.
Sure.
Like you're not supposed to know, but like
everyone knows.
yeah.
Okay.
And then the money goes to the town, I guess.
Okay.
So there's that.
Okay.
So I had to break this up by girl.
Oh my God. All right.
So Lorelai, Patty, who is covered up by Christopher, the dance teacher.
Yep.
She brought a bunch of men to town to bid on Lorelai's basket. To like date her, and Patty's excuse is like, well, you're not gonna date for yourself, so I'm gonna find you a date.
Okay. I don't know that Lorelai is in a place in her life where she should be dating.
No.
She's very all over the place.
She
I think
just
she should
runaway brided
just did
her
that.
fiance.
Yeah. And
Like a month ago.
yep. And before they were engaged, she slept with like 3 different guys or just 2?
Some like at least 2.
At least 2. Look, it's fine, but
Yeah.
like sleep with who you want. I don't give a fuck. But like you have a kid, so maybe don't be wild and crazy in your dating.
That a little bit.
Yeah. Because Rory has to adjust to a lot every time you bring home a new dude.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, this show isn't realistic, and there are no grown-ups here.
No.
Anyway,
The grown up is Grandpa and Rory. And Max.
but Rory's not like other girls.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but she is.
But she is just like you. Anyway.
So because of this, Lorelai forces Luke to bid on her basket and to win her basket.
Okay.
But she's like,
That
this
sounds
isn't
like a
date.
euphemism. Anyway.
Right, I know.
She plays with Luke.
Yes, she does.
That's
a lot.
me.
It's gross,
Yeah,
honestly.
That's
and we're only 2
unhealthy.
seasons in.
Yeah, I don't imagine it gets better.
Lorelai's
think everybody
basket
gets worse.
Yes. Lorelai's basket consists of a Slim Jim and half a Pop-Tart.
Of course it does.
Yeah, so Luke goes and makes them burgers.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, Suki.
Sorry,
Or do you have any thoughts on
no,
Lorelai and Luke?
I'm just emotionally
Laura Luke.
exhausted by Lorelai. Anyway,
Same.
a Slim Jim and half a Pop-Tart, really?
Yeah.
You couldn't even throw a pack of whole-ass Pop-Tarts in there?
No.
Had to eat 1.5 Pop-Tarts?
Something like
and
that.
then was like, oh, fuck, throw in basket? Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Something like that.
That feels more on purpose than just making a sandwich.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you know.
Cool.
So Suki, remember she's with produce guy Jackson, also not pictured.
Okay.
She makes this huge fancy basket for Jackson, who doesn't bid on it. Because earlier in the episode, like the previous day, they had a disagreement about moving in together.
So he's just given up.
Yeah.
He's just like, no, we had a fight, so we're done now.
Yeah.
Well,
Kind of.
very mature. Why do I expect them to be grown-ups? It's silly. None of them are. The only
They
grown-up
do-
was banished.
They do end up talking about it, but it's frustrating because when they're actually talk about Jackson moving into Suki's house, she's like, "No, I've thought about it a lot. Our bathroom's gonna be pink, and we're gonna do this and that, right?"
She consulted him about what he wants?
No.
No. Oh, no.
But she thought about him moving in, which the previous day she was like, "Oh, I hadn't thought about it." So, that's great.
Red flags everywhere.
But they talk about it. So, Jackson is like, I actually, I like my apartment, but let's get married.
Okay.
Yeah. She says yes.
Okay.
Yep. So Jackson and Suki are getting married.
Okay.
Yay. Yay.
Yay. I mean,
Ready for Rory?
no, let's do it.
Okay. So Rory makes her basket for Dean Sam, who is outbid by Jess.
Ah.
Do you remember Jess?
Yeah, he's the trouble boy who
Yes.
Luke kind of adopted.
Yeah.
And he was being a little scamp, and everybody was like, banish him from the town.
Yeah.
And then Rory was like, hey, stop being a jerk. And he was like, okay.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And also, the adults showed a remarkable lack of compassion
Yeah.
for his situation in being literally abandoned by his mother at 17 years of age.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So, because Dean is outbid by Jess, Dean is pissed about this and asks Lorelai for advice. And Lorelai is
Nobody should ask her for advice.
no. Lorelai is basically trying to steer Rory away from Jess. But Rory is like, give Jess a chance.
Okay.
And that's how that ends, basically. And Lorelai is like, fine, okay, I'll give him a chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm still just sad that Dean Sam's going to be a jerk at some point.
Yeah. That's
He's a
fair.
sweet baby boy right now.
Yeah.
And I just really like Jared Padalecki,
I know.
which is why we call him Dean Sam, because he was Sam for 15 goddamn years.
Jesus Christ.
Brother of Dean, not
Yeah.
Dean himself. Anyway.
Exactly.
You don't know what I'm talking about? How?
Listen, no judgment if you're just like dropping in. I totally get that.
Yep. But how have you not heard of Supernatural?
That too. Yeah.
15 years.
so long.
Raimi. It was
How?
frankly too long. Anyway.
It really was.
I adored it until I got really tired. 15 years, guys.
That sounds pretty like normal too.
15 years. I am in my late 20s. That is most of my life so far.
I don't like that.
Nope.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. But you know what? The longer we live, the more we'll outlive Supernatural.
We have to reasons to go on. Outlive Supernatural and Mitch McConnell.
Oh, I don't.
Gotta outlive him.
I hope I outlive Mitch McConnell. That being said, I don't know. That man probably sold his soul to the devil and L. Ron Hubbard. So.
Yep. Lifetime contract with Scientology.
Exactly.
Or multiple lifetime contracts.
Yeah.
However the fuck they do it.
I don't know. It's
Ramey's
wild.
been on a big
learning
about L. Ron Hubbard kick right now.
He's such a wild person. Anyway, non-sponsored shout out to Behind the Bastards. That's what I've been listening to.
Nice. Non-sponsored shout out to Leah Remini, who is just single-handedly trying to disassemble the whole ass church.
Hell yeah.
Not really single-handedly,
but close.
But she had the hit show. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
so Rory has a debate meet that is attended by Christopher and his girlfriend Sherry, and Emily, grandma, is upset that Christopher is with another woman. And is like, it should have been you, Lorelai.
No.
It should have been you.
No, I don't think it should have been.
No.
And it hasn't been for many, many years.
Yeah, like 16 years.
Yeah. Granted, they had the one fling.
Yeah. So then Lorelai ends up telling Christopher, Lorelai is like, I think, like, I always wanted it to be us, and that's why I sabotaged every relationship I ever had. And Christopher is like, thanks for putting that on me, Lorelai. Fuck you.
Yeah. I mean, Lorelai, y'all haven't been together for so fucking long.
Yeah.
Like, that's a you problem.
Exactly. Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Girl, you need so much therapy.
So much therapy. Where is the town therapist?
They got driven out of the town.
Probably was like, I can't.
There's no adults here.
No.
Not one single healthy relationship in this goddamn town.
Seriously.
All right.
Rory freaks out because she lost the bracelet that Dean made for her.
Aw.
And Lorelai accuses Jess of stealing it.
What the fuck?
Which he did.
Oh, okay.
But we don't find that out until later.
Okay.
And Rory is like, wow, that's really rude of you to make such an accusation.
I mean, yeah, if she doesn't have any evidence, yeah.
Yeah.
Even if he did do it.
Right,
like, innocent until proven guilty. God damn it.
So, in this episode, Jess puts the bracelet back, and Jess is like, well, it was gone for 2 weeks and you didn't even notice. So, like, do you really love him?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So that's fun. Also, fun side note, Luke spends $100,000 to buy an apartment building just so Taylor Dosey, the grocer, isn't his landlord.
What?
So Luke lives in like a 1-bedroom apartment. It was his dad's office above his diner.
Okay.
And now that Jess is there, there's 2 men living in a studio apartment.
Yikes.
Yeah. So Lorelai is like, you need an apartment with rooms.
Yeah.
So in looking for apartments, Luke is like, this place is perfect. I'll take it. And then they're like, Taylor Dosey's your landlord. And he's like, I'm buying the building.
Okay.
Yep.
What the fuck is this show?
I don't know, dude. I'm okay. When we get to the end of this, like, I'm pissed at this season. It's
Okay.
annoying. Anyway.
Sorry, Meg.
You know what's funny, though? Okay, I put up a poll. And overwhelmingly, the answer was Gilmore Girls. So we're getting more Gilmore Girls.
Oh, God.
So
What have we
I
done?
appreciate that y'all love us being tortured, both of us, at the same time.
I mean, it is nice that you're also being tortured by
Yes,
this.
yeah.
And it's not just me.
Fair, yeah.
All right.
So that's fun.
Uh-huh.
Next episode. Emily takes Lorelai for a spa weekend. And they end up bonding by stealing the robes that the spa gives them.
Okay.
So that's fun.
You're going to be charged after the fact. You're not.
Yeah,
you're
most
just
likely.
You're just buying them late is what you're doing.
Yeah. I don't know. I've taken towels from hotels and I've never gotten charges.
Towels are different.
True.
Robes,
Robes are something else.
they're paying attention to robes.
Also, robes in hotels are kind of gross.
Yeah,
I know
mean,
that they're washed, but I still
a lot of naked people have been under those
my
robes.
bare ass is on there, and
Yeah.
other people's bare asses have also been on there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anywho.
so Rory has the house to herself since Lorelai is on this spa weekend.
Okay.
And she's like, I'm gonna watch the movies I want to watch, and I'm gonna have Indian food and all of this. But she ends up having a crowd of people because Paris is like freaking out about some test. So she's like, Rory, you have to help me study. And then Jess comes over and is like, Luke made you food because he didn't want you to like be hungry. So here's food. And she's like, well, you can have it. Like I ordered Indian food. And he's like, okay. So then he like takes his coat off and sits down, and she's like, no, that's not what I meant.
No.
And then Dean shows up to surprise her, but is frustrated
Because the crowd of people in her place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and specifically Jess. Too.
Yeah. Well, Jess keeps inserting himself.
Yep.
Which is annoying.
Later in the episode, Rory is like, hey, Luke, thank you so much for sending food over that night. And Luke is like, what food? I didn't send any food. Which, yeah. Mm-hmm. There we go.
Okay.
Next episode.
Yep.
Luke plans his uncle's funeral. So Lorelai takes over the diner for like a week.
I wouldn't trust her with literally anything.
Right? And then Suki gets swayed by Emily to have this big extravagant wedding.
No one listened to Emily.
No. She ends up being like, hey, no, bye.
Yeah.
Next episode.
Yep.
Shilton is having this business fair. Mm-hmm. So students are put into groups and they have to come up with a business idea and they have to have an advisor.
Okay.
Like a parent or something.
Yeah.
Her group, like Paris's dad is in Hong Kong, but he can video conference in if necessary. And like all of these other gals are like, oh, my dad's been missing for like a week during the divorce. Like all of this stuff.
Jesus.
So Rory is like, well, maybe everybody's like, Rory, your mom does books for an inn.
Your
How
mom
about
does
her?
books.
Yeah. And Rory is like, no. But like I'll ask. So then they end up asking Grandpa. Grandpa agrees to be Rory's advisor for this business fair. And then gets upset when they don't win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Showing some toxicity this season.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
And because of this, it makes him come out of retirement and start his own consulting firm.
Okay.
In a later episode, we see Lorelai is his secretary for a couple of days, and Richard is hesitant to replace her because Lorelai does such a good job of it, but he eventually does.
Okay.
Next episode.
Wheeze.
Jess may not graduate because he like doesn't do his schoolwork. He doesn't attend classes.
That doesn't help.
No.
But also, if you're a high school student struggling to finish school, talk to your advisors.
Yeah. And like
They want
also
you to
moving
succeed. Yeah.
schools like
Moving
halfway through your
schools.
senior year.
Okay, if this were a normal
Life.
town,
Yeah.
if this were life and there were any adults in this whole goddamn town, Jess could speak to his school advisor and they would figure out a way for him to graduate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because they want you to get that degree, especially when you're that close.
Also, this is like early 2000s, No Child Left Behind, baby.
Yeah.
So Luke asks Rory to tutor him
Okay.
so he has a chance.
Well, it sounds like it's not that he doesn't understand the material, it's that he is not participating in the material.
And Rory calls him out on that. Rory is like, you're really smart. You could do this.
Yeah.
Why don't you? And he's like, meh.
Because I am a traumatized child.
Yeah, probably. That's,
That no one is
paying attention to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or helping in any way.
Seriously.
Well, I guess Luke is technically helping him, but
Is he?
Is he, though?
Exactly. So Jess convinces, while they're studying, Jess convinces Rory to go get ice cream. And they get into a car accident.
Cool.
Yeah. Where Rory breaks her wrist.
How?
I don't know.
Okay.
They the story is that they swerved because there was an animal in the road, and because of that, they crash into the bench in front of the grocery store.
The brake exists, guys.
Right,
But brake, it's right there next to the gas.
But also somehow Jess goes away like unscathed.
Well, they crashed into a bench.
And Rory gets her wrist broken.
I've been in like my car got totaled a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Bad weather. I got fully T-boned.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
They make cars to like even way back.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s, they make them to absorb the impact.
True.
Hitting
This
a
is
bench.
Also the car that Dean built for her.
Okay, well, in that case.
Yeah.
But so, okay. All right.
Yep.
Arbitrary drama. Hey, do you want to know a fun fact?
Yes.
In Supernatural, so Dean Sam's character Sam gets injured like a couple times throughout the series. It's because Jared Padalecki kept fucking hurting himself.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And they'd have to be like, God damn it. All right, he's in a cast again. Fuck.
What did you do now?
Right? Just being a boy.
He just walks in. Hey, guys.
Hi.
Walks to the writers. I can't remember any of the writers, but they're just like, God damn it, Jared.
God damn it, Jared.
What did you do now?
Being a boy. Anyway.
Ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, so that completely unrealistic car accident exists and happens.
Yeah.
So Lorelai rips into Luke for Jess corrupting Rory.
Okay.
Yeah. And this causes Luke to send Jess back to his mother.
Wow, y'all suck.
For real.
For real, for real.
Yep. I don't know how we're sorry, I just read a funny note. Okay, we'll get there.
Okay.
Rory is frustrated that Jess is getting blamed for the accident. Mm-hmm. She's like, well, I agreed to go get the ice cream. And it's like, yeah, but like that doesn't, I mean.
Who was driving?
He was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like, usually I have some commentary or something to say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, this may as well happen. I don't
like
I'm running low on spoons here.
I watched this episode twice too, and I was like, is there any sort of resolve? Like, does Rory say like, I was trying to kiss him or something, like, I don't, like, does Rory try to take on any blame for this accident? And there's none of that.
Well, I mean, was she trying to kiss him?
No.
Okay. Well, then,
no.
What does it matter?
Exactly. I don't know.
Whatever.
And
whatever.
And I understand being frustrated that like someone's being blamed for, hurting you and shit. But at the same time, like it happened.
It was an incident.
Exactly.
Your teenager is driving.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Right. And I guess, everybody is like, he's the devil.
No grown-ups in this town.
No, none.
Okay.
So that's fun. Next episode. Lorelai is graduating and invites the grandparents behind Lorelai's back. But then Rory skips school to go see Jess in New York.
What?
Yep.
Isn't that far away?
Well, they're in Hartford,
Connecticut?
area. So, like, it's far, but it's not too far.
Isn't her car crashed?
She takes the bus.
That's going to take a long ass time. All right.
Well, and it gets worse because she, like, gets on the bus to go back to Hartford. And she gets stuck there because there's a huge accident on the interstate. So the bus isn't allowed to continue.
Yeah.
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 So.
Interstate accidents shut everything down for a long ass time.
Yep.
Cool.
So Rory ends up not getting to Lorelai's graduation ceremony.
Yeah, this was definitely the day to make this decision. Yep. Did she even see Jess?
Yes.
What'd they talk about or whatever?
They, like, hung out. They, like, went to a hot dog stand. They go to a record store, and Rory finds a signed copy of, like, the Go-Go's vinyl.
Okay.
And purchase it as a graduation gift for her mother.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
That's it.
All right. So
They just, like, hang out.
that's just God. I mean, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility because she is a child.
Right, yeah.
Impulsive decisions are
Yeah.
stupid, and then you do them, and it's like, I didn't think this through. Like, yeah, no, you didn't.
Exactly. And that's so when Rory gets back, Lorelai gets really mad at Rory.
Yeah.
But Lorelai's a little ridiculous about it. She's like, "It's me. This was important to me. You're the only one I wanted there."
Okay. Well,
Right?
Well, I mean, I'm
Stop
not
parentifying your child. Number one.
Number one. Yeah, but yeah, like that's any parent would be mad about this because it's like, what the fuck?
Like,
Really?
you could have died
Like, if
at several points.
it's like if you just okay
And you skipped school.
to do
You
it.
skipped school, a expensive school that we pay for.
Yeah,
You skipped it.
that you want to go to,
That you want to go to, yeah. 'cause
and you're
Miss
all
Smarty
about
Pants.
your grades and everything. Why didn't you like just
Yeah, and Rory is like, I don't know. I don't know why I did it. I just did it. And
impulsive child?
Yeah,
See, like that's the realistic part to me because
Exactly.
sometimes kids just make choices and it's like I don't know why'd you do
Exactly.
it? I don't know.
right?
Yeah. And it's like they don't have a better explanation than that because they
Sometimes
don't know.
you just
They
do
just
things.
did it. Barbenheimer.
It all comes back.
It all comes back to Barbenheimer. Oh my god. But yeah, it's like
Sometimes you just have to be unhinged.
sometimes
But
you
we're
just have
adults.
to be. We're
allowed
adults,
to be unhinged.
and all we did was see 2 movies instead of 1. That was what we did.
Exactly.
But yeah, Lorelai making it. You weren't there for me in this. It's like, yeah, like that is upset. Like,
Yeah.
you wanted your kid there, and she wasn't there. But that's not how you tackle this conversation.
Yeah.
But she's a child, so
Your best friend was there, and your mother was there.
Yeah.
And her Lorelai.
what you should be upset about is that you don't know where your kid is.
Exactly. Yeah.
That should be what's upsetting here.
Yes. Lorelai and Emily share a really sweet like glance and moment during the graduation. Lorelai is like, wait, I want to get a picture with like me in the middle and like my mom and my dad on either side with my diploma. Like, it's very sweet.
Oh.
So,
But
that's
where
a
was your
plus.
child?
Exactly. Yeah.
No grown-ups.
Who
no
cares?
grown-ups
It's fine.
anywhere. Oh my god.
Okay, somewhere in these episodes, Paris calls someone a twink. And that means something very different in 2023 than it did in 2003.
I feel like it means the same thing.
Does it though? Well, because she's not being like gay. Like she's basically calling him like weak, I think. was the context. I'm not entirely sure. I just heard twink and I was like, gay bullying. I love it. No.
I mean, there's the stereotypical twink body type, which isn't known for being strong necessarily.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
That's a twunk.
Okay, we're getting...
There's a whole scene in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia about this.
Oh my God. A twunk.
A twunk, yeah. It's a twink and a hunk. It's like a muscular twink.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay. So, Christopher is in town, and Lorelai invites him to go with her to Suki and Jackson's wedding.
Okay.
We find out that Christopher and Sherry are kind of on the rocks. Like, they're taking some time apart right now to figure out what they want.
Not every relationship works. In fact, most of them don't.
Exactly.
You got to find your person.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then both decide to make it work and not have anything that's deal breakers.
Exactly. Lorelai and Christopher be fucking the night before the wedding.
Lorelai.
Yeah. And they decide that they are going to try and be a couple.
Lorelai.
Yep.
Lorelai. You.
Yep.
Anyway, okay. Anyway.
Get ready for the Gilly Gals to be exhausting.
They
Jess
already are.
returns to Stars Hollow and wants to come back and live with Luke. He's like, I like it here.
My mom abandoned me.
Yeah.
And you sent me back to her.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. It's fun.
So he's back.
Yep, he's back. Jess shows up at Suki's wedding.
Okay.
And Rory and Jess kiss.
What the fuck, Rory?
Yeah. She went to the wedding with Dean Sam.
So Dean Sam is there.
Is there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But they're like...
Okay.
She like walks somewhere else and they're like kind of secluded.
I would like to comment something here. I've heard a lot about how Dean Sam becomes a piece of shit later. Maybe this is fucking why.
For real.
Rory is a piece of shit first, guys.
Yeah.
So
there's literally a point in these episodes and Lorelai finds Dean like on the steps of their home. And Dean is like, she's in love with Jess, isn't she? And Lorelai is like, no. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking sad.
This is like, God damn.
I'm usually not on the side of men.
But this is sad.
This is the one time.
Mark this occasion. Raby is both tired and on a man's side.
Yeah.
This is a historic episode.
It's for real.
Wow.
What number of episode is this?
49.
Jesus. Oh, we've given birth at this point. The baby's out of the oven.
Oh, yeah. You, at one point, were doing how big is our podcast fetus?
Yeah. I think the last time it was like, I don't know, like a papaya or something. I don't know.
It's been numerous weeks since you did that.
Long. Yeah.
It's been. Anyway.
So, yeah.
Okay.
There's that.
Well, poor kid.
So
Dean Sam.
So that kiss happens.
Yep. And I just want to be clear here when I'm saying that maybe this is why he becomes a piece of shit. This is just like one other person's reaction or actions don't justify you becoming a piece of shit.
Correct.
However, there's no therapist in this town.
Exactly.
These are children, so they're already dumb, and they're just doing their best. And
cool backstory doesn't excuse.
Yeah.
You're shit dumb.
Yeah. No, totally. I'm just like, I see how
how
this happens.
This is his Joker arc.
Oh my God.
Oh no, we've gotten to wheezing laughter. We need to end.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Okay. The episode where Paris calls somebody a twink,
Right. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Earlier, yes. Is Paris runs for student body president.
Okay.
And is like, Rory, you need to be my vice president because you're more likable. So you're more like it's.
Are they friends or
like
what?
They're frenemies.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
a dynamic I have never understood, but
No.
all right.
It literally only happens in TV shows.
Yep.
Like I've never seen it. You're either friends or you're enemies.
Right.
So because Paris gets elected to be that, for some reason they get to go to Washington for the summer and hang out with politicians. It's weird.
Okay.
So because of that, Rory has this decision to like either stay in Stars Hollow for the summer or go to Washington for the summer. So after this kiss with Jess, not her boyfriend, Rory is like, I'm going to Washington for the summer.
I gotta run. Gonna
Yes.
run away from my decisions.
Run from the feelings.
Oh God.
Right before the kiss also, Christopher talks to Rory and is like, hey, me and your mom are going to try to work things out. I'm going to be around more. We're ready to like kind of be a family. Like,
No, Lorelai's not.
yep.
We all know this.
Yep.
Rory knows this.
Yep.
But at least this one's her dad.
Right. Yeah.
Though then that's maybe giving her false hope if she still had any like deep down hopes of them getting together.
Right. Yeah.
So cool.
Yep. So Christopher has not told Sherry at this point that that's what's happening.
And they're just on a break.
Yep.
What year was this? Out of curiosity.
2002, 2003.
Around the Friends.
Oh, is that okay?
I don't know. I think that was more late 90s. But
I think so too.
because I think it
didn't
ended
end in like
2002
or
2003-ish.
I don't know. Don't
We
come for us.
were
We don't give
on
a
a
shit about Friends.
Break. Ross can get fucked. Anyway.
For real.
Though, apparently, David Schwimmer's a cool guy, actually.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Like, the more I learn about him, the more it's like, oh, he's way better than his character.
Yeah. That's a plus.
That's
Yeah.
nice. Usually people are worse than their characters. Anyway.
True. So Christopher hasn't told Sherry about this because they're on a break. He gets a call from Sherry. Sherry is pregnant.
Use protection. Use protection.
So because of this, Christopher like tells Lorelai this and is like, go,
Leave me.
be dad.
Oh, she says that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go be with this baby as it grows up.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he does so.
Okay.
And Lorelai is then left to tell this to Rory. Yeah.
Y'all suck so hard.
And that's the season.
Oh my God. Do we see the conversation with Rory?
No.
Or... Okay. Cool cliffhanger,
we'll hear
bro.
about the aftermath of the conversation.
I don't imagine it goes well because now she's going to feel abandoned.
Right.
Because she's still a kid and she thought she was going to have her absentee dad back and now he's going to go parent somebody else. Somebody else's kid.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Which is still his. But
Yeah.
No, that's not going to feel good to a 16-year-old.
No. Yeah. It's fun.
What the fuck is this show?
Right?
Okay.
It's so...
Well,
Lorelai is an exhausting human being.
they're all the lack of adults in this
Yeah.
whole goddamn town
For real.
maddens me.
Yeah.
Look at Jared Padalecki's cute little baby face. He was so baby.
It's a baby.
His baby. He didn't even, his jaw hadn't even come in yet.
Right? Yeah, not quite. No.
No. It came in
Wild.
like season 3 of Supernatural.
Yeah,
it was
that
like
sounds about right.
sudden man face.
What the hell is even that?
All right. Well, we're both going to go lay down now. Are we doing more Gilly Gals right away?
Yeah. I think so.
Really? This is what we're doing now?
I think so.
Why? Can we do a Duffer show for a week? There's
Sure.
Netflix renewed some shows. I hear the Jonas Brothers show's back.
The Jonas Brothers show is back.
Yeah.
Do you want to try to do the Jonas Brothers
Yes,
show?
please.
Okay.
Okay.
For Taylor's sanity, we're gonna do claim to flame to claim. Season 2. We'll only cover a couple of episodes. The whole season isn't out. Plus, that's a lot.
Yep.
For me to do.
So we'll take a break from Gilligals for
we'll
a
get
week
back
or
to
two,
it, though,
but
because
we will
you'll love it for some reason.
We'll get back to it. I don't know why. You guys just like to see us suffer,
We
don't
do
you?
get to talk about my favorite thing, though, which is airports in the early 2000s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's more fun to talk about airports in the 90s because you could just fucking go wherever. This is post 9/11.
Exactly. No, and they finally talk about it.
Cool.
Everything goes back to 9/11 and Barbenheimer.
Oh my God. If you think about it, it really goes back to the power of man and the existentialism of mortality and
father-son relationships.
And everything is fathers and sons. Okay, we're done. We're leaving. Okay.
If you could be a bear, would you? Merrill people.
Merrill people.
Shout out to Drawfee. Anyway.
Okay. This is what Gilligals does to us, guys. We're not even coherent at the end of these episodes
I've had
anymore.
zero caffeine today, too. I would just like to point that out. And this is how unhinged.
This is how we do it. We have to stop. Okay. All right, guys. Okay. Well, thank you so much for listening.
If you've made it this far,
yep. We will be back next week with some claim to fame. Before our return
so that Taylor can have some sanity.
Yep. Just a brief break before our return to Gilligals. Thanks so much, everyone, for listening. Special shout out to our patrons. Emma, Florence, and Meg. Thanks so much, guys. We appreciate you. We appreciate everyone for listening. And we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.